Okay, good day 11-1. We will observe these instructions during our session. We had our prayer and you commented your name to check the attendance. So our lesson is still about fractions, decimals, and percentage. These are the objectives. So perform the operations. 1/4 plus 2/3 minus 1/8. Before, we have to compute it like this. So we need to express each fraction to its equivalent, and then they have the same denominators. We can copy the denominator and combine the numerators. And we have 19/24. Now, to do the operations, we can simply use your calculator. So how do you use the function of fraction in your calcu? So let's have the following. There are two types of calculator. One is the natural display, and the other is the previous version, which has two lines. One line for the input and another line for your answer. So for the natural display, look for this icon or button in your calcu. Once you use it, you can press that and then enter 5/8. But for a two-liner, you have to look for this button. We call it ABC function or fraction function. So enter 5, press ABC, and then 8. In your calcu, this will be the screen. Now for mixed fraction, we have to use the shift key for natural display. This is found at the upper part of the function button. Once you press shift and then that one, you can enter a mixed fraction. But for a two-liner, you will use the ABC button twice. So enter 2, then the ABC function, enter 1, and then ABC function again, and then the denominator 4. So in your screen, you will see this in your answer or calcu. Now, perform the following operations using your calculator. In this activity, you can practice using your calculator. For the first item, the answer is 14/15. Second item, 64/45. Numbers 3 and 4 deal with mixed numbers, so make sure you enter the numbers correctly. Third item, 83/60, or you can, in your calcu, for the two-liner, the answer is 1 and 23/60. Number 4, 161/8. For the two-liner, the answer could be 20 and 1/8. So let's have problem solving. So these items are similar to the previous slide, except that they are in words. So Kulas, Toshio, and Kyla save the following amount. They want to buy a baking set worth 499 pesos for their mom. For them to buy that, we need to see if the total is enough to buy the baking set. So getting the total of the three amounts, it is 466.9. But the baking set is worth 499. So in short, there's a deficit of 32.1. They cannot buy the baking set. Next item. Melo bought a kilo of 9 orders of 1.5 kilo of rice worth 42.50 per kilo. 3 dozen of 3-in-1 twin pack coffee worth 101 pesos and 90 cents per dozen. And lastly, 8 bundles of 10 pack biscuits worth 52 pesos and 50 cents per bundle. How much is the total? Let's find first how much in each item. Let's have the rice. The product is 570.75. For the coffee, it is 305.7. And then for biscuits, it is 420. What's being asked is how much is the total. So we need to find the sum of these figures. And it is 1,299.45 pesos. Number 3. J bought 50 kilos of rice and sold the following quantities: 3 kilos, 2 and 3/4, 1 and 1/2, 11 and 1/4, and 4.4 kilos yesterday. How many kilos are left for today? So to find that one, we will subtract this amount or quantities to 50. Let's have the total amount of kilos sold. It is 22.9. Subtracting it from the available kilos of rice, so number of kilos left is 50 minus 22.9, which is 27.1. If he bought this for 25 pesos a kilo and sold it for 52 per kilo, how much was his sales? And then find also the profit. So the number of kilos, the amount of sales is 22.9, okay, times 52 pesos, which is amount per kilo. So he sold 22.9 kilos and then sold it 52 pesos per kilo. So just multiply the two and you have the answer. Or, okay, 22.9 times 52, then the sales is 1,190 and 80 cents. Now for the profit, the profit per kilo is, we subtract 52 and 25. So for every kilo of rice sold, he has a profit of 27 pesos. So he sold 22.9 kilos times 27. He has a profit of 618 pesos and 30 cents. Next, 7 jeepney drivers asked help from cars passing through in their area. The total amount they collected is 1,423 and 45 cents. If there are 7 of the drivers who will divide it equally, then everyone or each one receives 203.35. So we simply divide the total amount divided by the number of jeepney drivers. Now, if one of the drivers will use his share to buy 4 kilos of rice worth 48 pesos per kilo, the change of his share is, okay, so a driver has 203.35 pesos, removing 4 kilos of 48 pesos rice, the change will be 11 pesos and 35 cents. Now it's your turn. So using your ebook, please refer to page 27 to 28, letter B, performing part. You will only answer numbers 4, 9, and 10. In your solution, either you use yellow paper, a page of your notebook, or a bond paper. You have to write your name and then solution. For the first page, take a picture with your ID and then continue, or for the remaining pages, it's okay not to have your ID taken. So take note, once you're done, take the pictures of your solution and make sure you submit and turn in it to the corresponding classwork. Common problem with the students, once they're done and submitted, they forgot to turn it in. Okay. Thank you guys. See you next meeting.